So while I think we're all in the same understanding that Hugh Jackman isn't going to be back as Wolverine, and they're going to recast Wolverine in the MCU, Jackman himself wants to play another hero. So when it comes to the MCU, it's gotta take the X-Men franchise and change it when they get a hold of it. It wouldn't make sense to incorporate everything that's been established already because that's not their vision. Now, of course, going forward, you know, full recasts and characters are going to be retold in new ways. Hugh Jackman, of course, has been Wolverine for so long, most of us see him as that character, right? And when we look at that character, we see Hugh Jackman. Kind of like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. He's kind of come to define who that character is. And recently, while doing some interviews, Jackman was specifically asked, hey, if you had a chance, would you play another hero? And he was like, yeah, Marvel, DC, whatever. He'd be down for it. Now, this is one of those things where I think it's an interesting part to talk about because we've had characters who were successful and unsuccessful in other franchises, or actors who were successful or unsuccessful in other franchises, come over and do something else and completely go in a new direction and come to, you know, redefine their careers. I mean, just look at Josh Brolin, for example, right? Jonah Hex. Ryan Reynolds. Green Lantern, Deadpool. Or Deadpool, Green Lantern, Deadpool, how that worked out. Chris Evans. You know, and this has happened multiple times, and I think it's going to keep happening. And honestly, Kevin Feige has had such a good working relationship with Hugh Jackman, and of course Kevin Feige is the president of Marvel Studios. I think he's probably somewhere down the road going to offer Jackman a role as something. Now, we don't know what. It's probably not going to be anything like, oh, he's an older Wolverine or anything, but realistically, you could probably see him as like one of the Eternals or something down the road. If there's an Elder or something, they could probably bring in Hugh Jackman, have a semi-extended role, kind of like they did with Kurt Russell, and that's that, you know. And it would honestly be awesome, and people would get a good kick out of it. And it also brings in a whole new fan base, and you can see Hugh Jackman do something else in the comic book world that's separate from what he's done before. And I think that would honestly be quite awesome, and it really wouldn't surprise me if it does happen. And since he does mention DC, I mean, who's to say he's not going to get cast in a DC movie? I mean, they could use the help.